Hello everyone, this is Logan59XP here for what is probably going to be the last of these direct streams for a few months. We did the Switch 1 Direct, then we did the Switch 2 Direct, and now here we are for the final of kind of these three string of Directs with the Mario Kart Direct. And then we'll be done until June, probably. So I really don't have anything else to say there, honestly. We're here for the Mario Kart Direct. Like everyone else. And yeah, I mean, in terms of predictions, I mean, obviously there's not really enough for me to justify a whole video, which is why I didn't bother making one. But I mean, in terms of okay, forget predictions, predictions for a second. Just what do I want to see? I want to see the new battle mode because we haven't really seen that yet. I think there might be like one screenshot that shows a balloon somewhere. I think I may have heard, but we basically haven't seen the battle mode yet. So see that. See the new Rainbow Road, which I know has already been leaked apparently, but I haven't seen it, and I have been waiting on purpose and not going out and looking at it because I want to see it properly. So I'm sure they'll show Rainbow Road. You know, obviously people want to see more features for like the overworld, the open roam, more open roaming, like features, because obviously the comparisons with Forza Horizon have made people be like, hey, so is there gonna be like collectibles, or is there gonna be like a carts you can find, kind of, because like in Forza Horizon, because I've actually played a lot of Forza Horizon 4 and 5, and one thing that Forza has is it has the barn finds where you can get special cars that you can only get from certain like barns on the map. Like if this game had an equivalent of that, it'd be kind of neat. But again, I'm not really expecting much. I think that the Forza Horizon comparisons everyone likes to make is really just the fact that it's open world, and that's really about it. I wouldn't expect missions or big collectibles like that really, but I do hope that we get to see something. And then they kind of have already hinted that there's going to be something with that, but yeah, see the new battle mode, more stuff for the overworld free roam. That's really about it, honestly. I mean, it's Mario Kart, it's like there's driving, there's battle mode, there's racing, there's Grand Prix. There's only so many things you only talk about. Oh yeah, and obviously new obviously we know some of the online features. It's going to have the game chat support that the Switch 2 has. It's going to have you can do free roam online. You can just drive around the map or whatever. But like what are they gonna have for tournament settings and like lobby settings? That's something obviously I'm curious about as someone that's done many Smash streams. Are they gonna have like kind of a easy way? I guess because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't have an ID system, and then they added the ID system that Smash had, like late in the booster course pass. So I'm sure it'll have at least that. But yeah, I don't know. Battle mode, more stuff for the overworld, and whatever. I guess that's really all I have to say, honestly. This direct isn't going to be very long either. This is only going to be 15 minutes, which admittedly is shorter than I thought it would be. Because the last Mario Kart Direct that happened 11 years ago, in April of 2014, a direct I only saw once when it came out and have never rewatched since. But from what I remember, that was a fairly lengthy event, but I think they also covered a bunch of stuff that they probably didn't need to spend as much time on. So just because this is only 15 minutes doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to get a ton of new stuff, but I also wouldn't expect the world out of it. The big question I have, though, is are they going to confirm updates / DLC? Because if they do, then how they handle it is going to be very crucial, especially with all the, of course, $80 pricing stuff that's been going on that people are mad about. All I'm gonna say is I hope that there's not paid DLC, because all that will do is just reignite the fire again, and they do not need that right now. Either don't talk about DLC at all, even though we all know it's gonna come eventually, or say, hey, 2 years, all free DLC. But we'll see what happens. So it's gonna start any second now. Hopefully the audio levels are good. I feel like the audio levels the last couple of ones have been kind of funky. I don't think it's the audio levels itself necessarily. I think it's more so just... Alright, here we go. I think maybe a more accurate statement would be that, like, the reverb of the audio, because of the way I have it set up, is something I need to improve, but... Anyway, so yeah, here we go. Now, I have not looked at much of the Treehouse Live stuff on purpose. I've looked at some of it, of course, but not too much. Oh yeah, also, I wonder if we're going to get any more characters beyond what we already know. Because, I don't know, I kind of feel like because we already have like 50 characters confirmed, that's already enough for the base game, I think. I'd be fine if we didn't get any more. So yeah, there's the classic tracks. We saw that on the overworld map earlier. There's the new revamped Sky High Sunday. Still feels weird that we're getting a Sky High Sunday of all tracks again. But it does look a lot different, I will say that.
Let's take a look at some of the new courses to explore. Ride the ridges and roads on Mario Bros.
Of course, this is the track from the reveal trailer back in January.
Curves around the canyon. You can't miss it. See the sights and structures.
Crown City.
Down
Oh, it's something else I know I saw people pointing out. I was like, hey, now the gliders, like now there's not any gliders, but now it's just like built in. Now like your car is a plane, essentially, which is kind of cool. And they also have the boat thing with this, which is also neat.
Stay cool in the snowy trails of Starview Peak. Just don't slip off while soaking up the scenery.
Oh, that's new, I think. Wait, no, it's not. I think no, slipping ice has been a thing for a while. I think we just didn't have it in Mario Kart 8.
And in addition to lots of new courses, there's Toad's Factory.
Here it is, the track I've been waiting years for. That's Peach Beach?
Wario Shipyard.
That track is what Peach Beach looks like? It looks so different. I mean, we'd seen that, obviously, in the previous Direct, but, like, I didn't know that that was Peach Beach. It looks nothing like the original GameCube version. Or, unless I'm confusing it with a different one. But yeah, Toad's Factory, I'm very glad that's back, and the remix from the trailer, from the Direct last time sounded really good, so... So yeah, we're gonna get any more characters confirmed beyond the ones we already know, because right now we have, I believe, 30 characters, 30 existing characters confirmed, and then 20 new characters. Yeah, people are pretty excited about having a cow.
Waiting and ready to roll. Select your character. Choose your vehicle. Then you're off to the races. Characters and vehicles each have different stats, so make sure to find the...
I actually kind of like that we're not getting the Mario Kart 7, 8 customization. I kind of like that we're going back to like the Mario Kart Wii style. Honestly, I felt that for a while. Not that I have anything against the customization, it's just I kind of want to return to kind of the OG after so long, you know?
The most in series history. Your rivals aren't the only hazards you'll need to avoid on the road. Look out for cars that shoot bullet bills, attacks from Hammer Brothers, and other obstacles.
I will say, so far this mostly sounds like an overview trailer as opposed to showing us something new. Wait! Wait a second, is that the Mario Kart 8 version of that song? Or is that new? Because Toad's Factory was new. That was a new version of the song. The only reason I'm even bringing that up is because I know I saw some people that watched like the Treehouse streams or whatever say that like some of the tracks were using like reused audio, which was not the case in Mario Kart 8. Every retro track from both the base game and Booster Course got fully remade soundtracks. I don't know, it could have just been because of the demo. I think this remix is new, though. Okay, here we go. Show us Rainbow Road. Oh, come on, you're not gonna show us Rainbow Road? Come on, we haven't seen a new Rainbow Road since 2014. Oh, hey, Antonio.
towards checkpoints throughout the world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running.
Wait, did they just reuse? Was that shot reused from the last direct? I think it might have.
On the checkpoints. You've got to drive to survive in Knockout Tour. So keep your eyes on the prize and aim for first place.
I like that they're bringing back the Mega Mushroom from Wii. Because Wii is... Okay, if we're talking base game, Mario Kart Wii is my favorite Mario Kart. If we're talking overall, then of course 8 Deluxe wins by default because it has the most tracks and stages. You know?
With the ice flower, you can freeze out rivals and send them spinning. Hammer. Aim the hammer in an arc and nailed it.
See, we've already seen some of these. I also don't know which ones come from tours. I know there's a couple of characters that like are new to like console Mario Kart, but were in tour. Like Nabbit was in tour, and Hammer Bros is in tour, I believe. Yeah, the feather that was in Deluxe. Although I think it was also in the original Super Nintendo game. Oh, that's new. I think that Kamek item is new. Oh, that's interesting. A bunch of, like, charging chucks.
The lower your placement, the more likely you are to find items that'll turn the tables. So when you get items, go for it. And if you're new to the Mario Kart series,
which is nobody. There's no one on this planet that has not played a Mario Kart game at this point. But yeah, so all of the settings from Deluxe that no one used are there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with including them, but like, the tilt controls. I'm using tilt controls. So yeah, we got the new wheels and everything as well. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually use those accessibility settings, but obviously they're not really designed for me, so. Oh, they're finally gonna explain this. Yeah, this is the shot from the original trailer.
Here at Yoshi's, you can grab an order to go. Dash food.
Oh, this is the skin changing thing. Yeah.
You can unlock outfits inspired by your meal. Eat some sushi and whoa.
Oh, so it's not just the burgers. We knew about the burgers. I didn't realize they had like different foods for the different tracks. Okay, yes, that's a question I had, was like, surely you can pick the skins from the menu, right? Like, there's no way they're just locked behind, like, this specific track. That would make no sense. Yeah, it's great that we're getting a lot of skins, though, because that's something that Tour had. I mean, you had to bankrupt yourself to get all of them in Tour, which will not be the case in this game, of course, but it's cool they're getting a bunch of skins for the characters, though. Makes it more in line with Smash in that respect. Ooh. I think I may have heard about that, but I don't think I've seen it. We're about 10 minutes in, by the way. Why am I saying that? Because this is a 15-minute direct, and they haven't really shown us anything that's big new yet. Again, this kind of feels like an overview trailer and less of a direct. But again, they're surely going to show us something. What are your thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day, Crossfire from the Disney Plus? Well, Brand New Day is not coming to Disney Plus because it's not even out yet. Across the Spider-Verse. Well, isn't the first Spider-Verse on Disney Plus now? So... Or wasn't it added when they added all the Sony movies a while ago? Or, like, some of the earlier ones? Okay, here we go. Modes. Show me new battle mode. I see coin runners. I see good old balloon battle, of course. But yeah, I mean, the new DK design, I mean, I'm personally, like, obviously it's going to take time to get used to, but I don't know. Yeah, time trials, of course. It's been around forever. And I'm sure they'll have, yeah,
You
yeah.
can use the classic rule set of running 3 laps within the same course, or you can choose to drive the
Yeah, of
distance.
course, you can do whatever you want, basically.
You can even take the road less traveled and choose routes that aren't in Grand Prix or Knockout Tour. Up to 24 drivers.
Also, do you think that Craven officially killed off the Sony universe? I recently watched the Nostalgia Critic video yesterday. I need to catch up on some of those videos, actually, but, Oh, Teams! Wait, is that new? Wait, no, that's new. I mean, Teams aren't new, but having, like, 4 colors is new.
Items to burst your rivals' balloons. Pop them all and your rivals out. And coin runners, where you can go for the
Wait!
gold by
I know this music. This is the music. This is not the...
or battle.
This is a SNES remix music. But a different remix than the one that was in Deluxe. Is that all we get to see? We got to see like a couple of maps. I think one of those was an old one.
You can enjoy free
Well, at least we know it's there. But
wherever your heart takes you. No roads? No problem. Ride the rivers.
yeah, anyways, yeah, the DK. I mean, obviously it'll take time getting used to, but I don't know. I mean, overall it's fine. I'm not like freaking out about it. Like I know Ethan really likes it.
Up here.
I'm kind of in the majority where I'm like not the biggest fan of it, but like I know I'll eventually get used to it and then I won't really think about it anymore.
Hey, there's a P-switch over there.
Okay, yeah, this is something I thought about because I noticed that P-switch in the Switch 2 Direct and I was like, surely that does something.
By completing them, you can hone your
Okay, so they do have some Forza Horizon like stuff.
There are also hidden coins.
Wait, that's Bomb Bomb Battlefield. Listen. Banu, bam, banu, bam, banu, bam. That's Bomb Bomb Battlefield.
And explore.
I think. I definitely heard a part of it.
During free roam, you can take photos whenever you like.
But yeah, okay, so they do have some. Okay, so they have. I recognize at least a couple of things in there that's definitely from Horizon.
Nice. That one's a winner.
Particularly like the get to this part of the map within a certain time frame, and you get like probably like a score based on it. Yeah.
If one person has Mario Kart World, up to 4
Of
players
course.
can race in split screen on
I have to say though, looks like the tradition of 4-player makes it 30 FPS is staying. Would have been nice if they could have lowered the resolution. Like maybe make the game render at like 1080p, but you get 60 FPS for those modes. For all I know, maybe that's an option, because there supposedly is a 120 FPS mode. I'm curious if that might make that run at 60 if you have that much.
can join a race or battle.
Like, like it's 120 if it's 1 or 2 players, but then it's like 60 if you do 3 or 4, but only in the 120 mode, maybe.
This may look like free roam, but this is where you'll
Okay, so basically they're doing what Splatoon did. Because in Splatoon 3, when you're waiting for the match to start, you can just, like, mess around.
Yep. You can meet
So now it's kind of like that.
anywhere in this world. By checking the map,
So you have P-blocks, mushroom.
and travel to their location.
Did I say mushroom? Oh, what? No, that's not what I meant to say.
Battle or race with
Whatever.
custom rules. Or just go for a ride together. Make this road trip your own. You can also take photos
Wait a second.
along the way, if that's more your speed.
His music is also familiar. Yeah, game chat.
Game chat, enjoy an expanded
I'm curious to see what this is actually going to be like.
built-in microphone to voice
Because this is like Discord Lite. With, yeah, these... I understand the idea behind it, but would it... Could the Switch 2 really not handle like 15 FPS instead of 8? That would have... I think if it was 15 FPS, that would probably be high enough. But I feel like the frame rate's a bit too low.
actions while playing together.
So, and I get it. They want to have, 4 concurrent encodes and everything. I get it. It's just... I don't know. I'll probably end up trying at least a few times, but I imagine that that game chat feature, for me at least, is not going to be used much.
Bullseye. And when playing together in person on the same system, a single camera can detect up to 4 people's faces.
By the way, you do not have to buy the camera to use any of this camera functionality on Switch 2. You can plug in like a USB-C webcam and it'll work. Assuming it's like UVC, I assume, you know. Doesn't require a proprietary driver. I assume this is our little montage at the end. They still haven't said the one thing, though. I was curious if they're...
Continental race around the world is just around the corner.
Well, let me shut up. They might say something.
Available exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. A hardware bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
The bundle everyone's gonna try and get, even though I really wish I had a physical copy. Okay. Okay, so they did not mention DLC, which is actually a good thing. Normally that'd be normally, like, if this was a Smash Direct, people would want to know about that. But like, considering everything, okay, so yeah, that was definitely a short presentation. I mean, we got some new things in there. You know, obviously the game still looks great and all, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't have much to say. I really don't. I mean, the game looks solid. There was definitely some new things in there. No confirmation of DLC or updates. I mean, we're gonna get DLC and updates, obviously, but like, they didn't say it, which is actually a good thing, because if they did it now, it would just reignite the flames of the price tag again. So the fact they're not doing it, at least now, is actually a good thing. But of course, eventually, it will happen, so we'll see. But as for the game itself, but, you know, ignoring the whole price tag conundrum, that's really soured this game for people, I feel. You know, and it's understandable, obviously, but it is kind of unfortunate. Like, the first big Mario Kart in a decade, and it's being held back by this stupid pricing. At least there's a way to get around it by buying the bundle, even if it means you're stuck with the digital copy. And as someone that is not like I'm not a physical or die kind of person, but I am someone that very much wants a physical version if I can get one within reason. So now I have to pick between paying $500 and getting the game for $50, or paying $530 and getting the game for $80, but I get a physical copy. And I'm genuinely going back and forth in my mind on whether or not I want to take the hit, pay the extra $30 and get the physical copy and just deal with it, or if I should do what everyone else is going to do and just get the bundle, or at least try and get the bundle. Now, obviously, if I can't get the bundle and I can only get the regular standalone Switch 2, then we're going to buy the physical copy anyway. And I have the money. The issue is not money. Assuming the price does not go up, because of course there's the whole tariff thing, although as of right now, there's that 90-day window. So on paper, keyword on paper, as of right now, the tariffs should not affect the Switch 2 pricing, at least through the launch period. So assuming that the price of $450 for the console and $500 for the bundle stays the same, I have enough money. I have enough money, trust me. I have enough money to buy the console and a physical copy of Mario Kart, and probably even some accessories. Not all of them, not that I buy all of them anyway, because you know, it's obviously unnecessary, but like, I would like to get a Switch 2 Pro controller. I don't need one, because all the old controllers are still going to work, and they work just fine, but... And the new one's a minor revision, all things considered. But, you know, it's got the headphone jack, it's got the buttons on the backs, you know. I'm going to want one eventually, but that's a whole other conversation. But for launch, but I can wait on that. For launch, the console and Mario Kart are what matters. And I'm still debating whether or not I want to pony up the extra $30 and get the physical copy, or just settle for digital for this one game. Every other game will be physical, but this will be my one and only Switch 2 game, and I can at least take solace in the fact that it's going to be everyone else's only digital Switch 2 game, at least for like a big first-party release. But yeah, the Cataquacks are playable. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool, actually. It's random as heck, but like, hey, I'm all for more sunshine representation, and the Piantas are playable, of course, as well. They're far more iconic, obviously, and recognizable as sunshine characters. But yeah, I don't have much else to add. That was a fairly basic presentation, I will say. That this could have easily been an overview video. I will say that. This did not feel like a direct. It was not long enough, and it did not have enough new stuff in it to really be a direct. This could have just been a overview trail where they just put up on Twitter or whatever. Or not on Twitter, but they just uploaded at like 6 in the morning. This did not need to be a direct. There was nothing incriminating in this presentation. Like, again, they didn't say, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing a $20 pass. They didn't do anything like that, you know? There was nothing that detracted from the game in this presentation at all, but I don't know if there was enough added to it to really justify it being a live stream. But at the end of the day, what matters is the game itself. And the game does genuinely look great. I'm obviously looking forward to it. I intend to play it the moment it is released, of course, alongside the system. And of course, like I've said before, I'm going to try, within reason, obviously I'm not going to pay some stupid scalper, but like I'm going to try within reason to get a system on launch, and whether that's Mario Kart physically or Mario Kart digitally with the bundle, I'm going to end up with this console in this game on day one somehow. And which brings us to the last thing I want to talk. We're not going to talk too long here because I don't have that much to say, and also I'm probably gonna end up going to bed here. But because I of course stayed up for all this, like I have for all these 6 in the morning events. Nintendo, can you please stop doing these at 6 in the morning so I don't have to stay up all night for all of them? Anyway, but yeah, so now that we have this presentation, which will probably be the last Switch 2 event we get between now and when the console releases, in terms of like something that's big at least, like a direct. And that, of course, is when are the U.S. pre-orders going back up? Because, like I said, the whole tariff thing has been postponed for 90 days. So that means for the next, couple months, it won't matter. So, hopefully that means that the pre-orders can go up. Apparently there was a rumor recently that the pre-orders might go up in Canada, because, of course, Canada got delayed as well. Unfortunately, our neighbors to the north are also getting kind of screwed by this whole tariff thing in regards to the pre-order situation. But apparently in Canada, supposedly the pre-orders will be going up sometime. I believe on the 23rd was like the date I saw floating around, but that might just be for Canada and not for us. I don't know though, obviously. We'll see. But I really wish they would just tell us, because I want to be ready. I don't want to go through because again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I remember March 2017. I remember the Switch being unobtainium for the first month at MSRP. It wasn't until a month after it came out, when GameStop had a bundle that I could buy that was the gray variant, not the red and blue variant, unfortunately. But at that point, I didn't even care. I just wanted a Switch. So it wasn't the Joy-Con color I wanted, but it's the Joy-Con color I was going to get. I eventually ended up replacing them with Splatoon Joy-Cons later anyway, so it doesn't matter now. But yeah, so I don't want to go through that again, and also I don't want to go through the mess that was, of course, the PS5, trying to get a PS5, although that was obviously a very extreme scenario with the pandemic and all that stuff. So that was obviously a more extreme scenario than this is. This will be a lot more like the original Switch launch than the PS5 and Series X launches, but where it was like unobtainium for like a year. It's not going to be like that. I will be able to get one in June. I'm certain of that. Even if it's not on day one itself, I will get one in June, by the end of the month. Certainly by the time Donkey Kong releases in middle of July, I believe. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting that. I mean, it's the next big game from the Odyssey team, so I probably will end up getting it because it's the closest thing we're going to get to a 3D Mario this year, but we'll see. That's obviously a few months away, and we still are going to see more of the game, so, But for right now, the focus is, accessories, other games. Don't worry about that right now. Money's not even really an issue for that in the first place. I got tons of money kind of really just sitting here waiting to be kind of worked through, essentially. I got money. That's not the issue. The issue is not money, necessarily. It's just a matter of trying to get the dang system. I've never had a console at launch before. I wanted the Switch 1 at launch, of course, but it didn't happen. So I got Breath of the Wild on Wii U on March 3rd instead. Played through that version first, and then again, when that GameStop bundle came out, that came with Breath of the Wild, the expansion pass, the Snipper Clips. I grabbed that, played through the game again, and you know, of course that's the Switch I have to this day, which also means it's hackable and moddable. So I have Homebrew running on it and all that stuff, which is great, which of course will not be a thing on the Switch 2, at least for a time, until an exploit is found, and even then, who knows if it's going to be as simple or easy as the RCM. I mean, obviously the RCM got patched a long time ago with like the Mariko switches and stuff, but if you have an OG 2017 Switch like me, you're good to go. But again, we're getting off track here, so yeah, hopefully we get pre-order a date announced for the US soon. I mean, I did sign up for the My Nintendo Store thing, you know, for the Mario Kart bundle specifically, you know, and it's got the whole, you know, you gotta have a year of NSO, all the requirements. And I'm glad they have. I wanted them to do that because obviously we don't want scalpers to get these things, but and those are supposed to go live on May 8th, and that was always the plan. Even on April 2nd, they said May 8th, so that has nothing to do with like the Best Buy and GameStop pre-order date, which is what we're waiting on right now. So at the very least, I have that as a potential fallback. But of course, you know, who knows if I get picked and all that stuff. So, but yeah, we'll deal with that as it comes, I suppose. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it from me. I mean, again, I really don't have much to say. Obviously, after the Switch 2 Direct a few weeks ago, obviously that was the big event. So, and of course, there's a lot of stuff in the aftermath that I haven't gotten the chance to really talk about on a stream yet. Even though at this point, everything's really kind of been said, and all of the kind of misinformation that people are floating around has been corrected at this point. And at this point, really, is just waiting for the pre-order dates to come up, get that locked in, and then just waiting for June 5th. And then that's pretty much it, at least for the time being. So, when's my next, what's the next stream going to be? Well, I have been wanting to do a Smash stream for a few days now, but I've been deliberately waiting because of this Direct, and also because I wanted to wait and see if we could get the pre-order stuff confirmed. Like, I wanted my next Smash stream to open with, "Hey guys, look who got his pre-order locked in." But we'll see. But I do genuinely want to do a Smash stream again. I haven't done one since September. Well, September for Ultimate, November if you count the Smash Wii U anniversary stream. Either way, long enough. And obviously there's a lot of stuff I could talk about, because obviously there's been all the Switch 2 stuff, although at this point, again, it's kind of, you know, everything that really can be said about the Switch 2 that's both factual and not factual has pretty much been said at this point. You know, obviously it's very, I can say this, though, the system's rollout is not going out the way I think any one of us had hoped. If they had just said $400, $70 for Mario Kart, most of this controversy would be gone. Not all of it, but a lot of it would. But no, they decided to do, well, $450 is not really the biggest deal on the planet, but the $80 thing, yeah, that really has just stinged people. And again, I can't say I blame them. But again, that's been talked about to death. I don't want to rehash that. And I'm sure we'll end up talking about kind of the whole run-up to the Switch 2 a bit more properly later at some point. But for now, what we're actually here for, Mario Kart. I mean, again, the game looks good, obviously. Not much to say. I will say, I wish we got, like, is it just going to be Coin Runners and Battle and Balloon Battle? We're not going to get Shine Thief? Because they brought that back. Because we got Shine Thief and Bomb Bomb Blast, and there was that Cops and Robbers mode that was like Piranha Plant based in Deluxe. But it looks like, at least from what we've seen, it's going to just be Coin Runners and Battle Mode, at least to start with. And to be fair, that's probably fine for launch. Because obviously I'm sure they'll probably add at least one of those other modes later. But obviously we'll see. Maybe there's more and they just didn't really bring it up, or I wasn't paying attention enough. But I only saw Coin Runners and Balloon Battle. So I guess one last thing before we call it and I go to bed. And I don't have to wake up, and I don't have to stay up all night for a Direct for like 2 more months, because the next big gaming event that's happening, that at least we know of right now, is going to be the Xbox. Xbox's like E3 equivalent briefing is going to be at 10 a.m. so I can just wake up a little early instead of staying up all night for that, which is great. And that's going to be happening in early June, which is obviously over a month away, but maybe we'll get a PlayStation Showcase finally, because we haven't had a PlayStation Showcase since May of 2023. It is about time we got one. But again, that's a different conversation another time. So Yeah, next stream I do, probably gonna be a Smash stream. Probably sometime in the next week. Definitely by the end of the month. I think it's about time I do one. It'll probably be a multi-stream on both Twitch and YouTube because I haven't done that in a little while, and also the Smash streams have always done well on Twitch, so it's a good excuse to fire up the Twitch channel, while also not leaving the YouTube channel out in the cold, obviously. Maybe we can get Valentine Buster to join in, some of the old guys, who knows? And, yeah. Just real quick, though, before I leave, I'm going to refresh and see if there's any, like, posts. Like, if they put up, like, a post or something. Okay, let's see. They have a thing. Oh, wait, hold on. Does it just link to the direct itself? Okay, now, let's see. Battle mode. Yeah, battle mode. Yeah, rivals balloons, coin runners. Yeah, I don't see a mention of any other modes, so I'm assuming that we're not getting those other modes at least at launch. It's not a big deal. Obviously, Balloon Battle is the most important one. That's like the mode. And then Coin Runners is also one I would glad that we have. Those are the two most important ones for sure, but I do hope we get some of the other ones, you know, down the line at least. But yeah, so I don't think there was any new characters beyond what we already know. So I think the 50 characters we have is what is going to be our launch lineup, and that's a pretty solid launch lineup. It destroys Mario Kart 8's like vanilla OG Mario Kart 8 from May of 2014. This roster destroys that one without question. So I'm not worried about the game not having enough content necessarily at launch. I'm not really worried about that. It's more so just, again, the fact that they're doing the price tag. So that's kind of the whole conundrum, but yeah. So yeah. I don't know. That's really about it. Obviously, we'll talk more about this, I'm sure, when we do that Smash stream. We can talk more about the Switch 2 in general. But yeah, still no confirmation. I'm looking to see if there's some secret, like, little... Oh, yeah, by the way, I mean, they weren't going to put it in the presentation, but I'm just trying to see if there's, you know... What was I going to say? Dang it. Yeah, I just see if maybe they put up, like, a post. It's like, oh, yeah, and by the way, pre-orders for the US go up, you know, in a week or whatever. But I really hope they just tell us that already. That's the only thing I want to know right now. It's just tell us when the pre-orders are going up in the US already. That's what we want to know. That's what everyone's waiting on. So, alrighty. Okay, now we're actually done for real. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Antonio, for being here. I'm still kind of surprised that you, like... Actually, no, you don't stay up for these. I think you just wake up early, if I remember correctly. At least that's what it was the last time I asked. But either way, I'm glad to have you here. And, yeah, and of course, anyone else that watched as well, or either live or after the fact, thank you for watching as well. And yeah, stay tuned for probably a Smash stream sometime soon. And, with that being said, this is Logan59XP. And I'll see you guys next time.